I mean, let's face it. This is my fucking job. I have to have some sort of fun. Like if it means, making fun of these and like why the fuck
Remind
not?
bitches they your sons.
Yes, every chance I have. So I mean, the thing is, I realized though, it's like a movie. They've made me the bad guy, so I've welcomed the challenge. You know why?
Like you said, everybody need a bad guy.
Is because I know I can accept that challenge. None of them can. None of them would be able to do it. So they've made me the bad guy in this movie that we're in.
The podcast for discussions and advice for all walks of life. With Jay, Marie, and Blue, we've got topics just for you, bringing it all to light. We're vividly vocal. We're vividly vocal.
Well. Welcome back, you guys.
Welcome back.
Oh my God, it feels so good to be back. Like Blue said, we are back to regular busy schedules, well, regular schedules in general. But let me get that out the way. But welcome, y'all. Welcome back to
Vividly vocal.
with your host, Jay Marie.
And Every Blue.
And we are here to get down to the nitty gritty, and we got a crazy special topic just for y'all. Before all that, Blue, how are you doing? How are you doing today?
I'm wonderful. I honestly cannot complain. And how about yourself?
Doing pretty good. Just had to make sure I do my checkups. But let's go ahead and get into the nitty gritty. So, have you ever met someone or a group of people, or just came across people and they expectedly or just suddenly just make you feel like you're the bad guy, or they point at you and be like, "Oh, you're the problem. You did this." Okay. Well, if I'm the motherfucking bad guy, I'm gonna wear that motherfucking bad guy hat all the way down to the motherfucking T. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode is the villain era, being the bad guy, Chun-Li. Okay. So when you hear about the villain era, when I think about the villain era, the first thing I think about is the villains from those majestical Disney Channel movies, or well, Disney Channel in particular. It's always the one with the extravagant hat and they're just so evil, and it's just, they give bad bitch. I always said, like, when I watch like Disney Channel movies or movies in general, and they have that one bad guy, they give bad bitch. He could be a bad guy, a bad girl. They embody bad bitch. It's just like, I'm the baddest in the room because none of you bitches can take me, and that is the problem. And that's what I think of the villain era. You can't take me. So by you not taking me, I become the bad guy. I become the villain in your majestical story. So when in the villain era, it represents unleashing and embracing less acceptable parts of yourself that go against the typical social, just pleasing people. That's what that basically is. Full-heartedly supporting any movements to reclaim social unacceptance, or basically not agreeing with someone's activity or someone with what they're doing. Now, when I'm gonna put a personal perspective to that. I remember I had got called a bad guy, or basically I was the problem because I didn't support somebody's. I'm gonna say it. I didn't support somebody's OnlyFans. And one thing I ain't gonna do is that. I mean, we can support everything, but I'm just not gonna support that. So when I said I'm not gonna support that, I instantly got called.
Now let's clarify something. Like, you mean by like support as in I'm not going to encourage you, because people have the right to do whatever they want to do with their bodies, or support as in I'm not paying to subscribe
Paying.
to
I'm
your
not
OnlyFans?
that. I'm not paying to. My thing is, you do what you want to do at the end of the day. Whatever you do with your body, mind, mouth, body,
Mhm.
earlobes, whatever you do, that is none of my concerns because that is your body, that is not mine. However, comma, I just really feel as though I shouldn't be having to pay to support when you are doing something that I wouldn't find pleasure in watching, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
Like, say
I'm
for
not your target
example,
audience.
yeah, thank you. That's it. But you're demanding me to be your target audience, and I don't want to be that because
Mhm.
why would I want to look at you do that? And I don't even look at you in that light. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying?
Okay. Yeah.
So I got referred as the bad guy. Oh, you're the bad guy. You're the problem. You never support me. Well, I remember telling
Uh-huh.
Blue about this situation. And you know what she told me? Well, you the bad guy. Oh well, it is what it is. Just be the goddamn bad guy. Fuck it.
Mhm.
So I wore that motherfucking bad guy hat and I was okay with it. Okay.
Mhm.
Hmm.
When the phrase villain era was catching fire, I think sometime late last year or early this year, to me, it just felt like people were just basically saying, I'm not going to be a people pleaser anymore. It just
Right.
felt like it was just so simple. Like they're like, oh, I'm going to be the bad guy from now on, when it was just like, oh, I'm going to speak up for myself when somebody does this to me. Or I'm not going to allow this treatment if somebody treats me this specific type of way. Or I'm not going to allow this to happen to me. But I'm just going to say, it's not possible to be liked by everybody. It's not possible to escape every single situation
Mm-hmm.
with everybody being friends, everybody's happy, everybody's pleased, but it's just not possible. Like when Jemery mentioned the villains, like whenever I think of villain era, I think of Maleficent from when Angelina Jolie played her, because I
Mm.
just love, she was just a bad bitch. Like I loved her cheekbones. I love the way that gif where she goes, like, I use that gif all the time. She's like, with them shiny ass big ass teeth, but like
Mm-hmm.
it's just so simple, really. I mean, I don't really have too much to say on it as to being, what does it mean to be a villain? Everybody has a story. In every story, book, movie, there's a protagonist and antagonist.
Mm-hmm.
Protagonist means the main character. Everybody's talking about main character energy. Everybody's determined to be, I'm the main character. I'm going to own my story. But there's a villain for every hero's story. But does being the bad guy in that story automatically make you a bad person? Or does it mean that you choose to honor your truth and yourself above all, even at the expense of separating yourself from the herd, right?
Right.
Protagonist, the main character, doesn't automatically mean you're good. And the antagonist doesn't have to be. Really, it doesn't automatically mean that you're evil in this situation. It means you're going against the desires of the protagonist.
Right.
So let's say you get into it with somebody, and that person could be objectively in the wrong, period. From their point of view, they are the main character, and you are the antagonist disagreeing with them in their story.
Right.
And sometimes you're just going to have to be okay with it, especially as women, black women. You're taught to make yourself smaller, keep sweet, oh babe, don't ruffle no feathers. But at some point, you are going to have to make that stand and be the bad guy in somebody's story.
Exactly.
Me personally, I've been public enemy number one since I was born. So I was beefing with my own mother. I remember that when I was like a child, I was beefing with my own mom. So it's like I'll go at it with anybody. It don't matter, you know. Do I go out of
Exactly.
my way to do these things? No. I'm a Capricorn sun, Sagittarius moon, and Leo rising. Stay in your Tory lanes. I'm not Iggy. You know what I'm saying? It's that kind of thing.
Get you. Right. Exactly. Like Blue just said, it's the difference between being a bad guy, well, being the bad guy, and being a bad person. When people label people as being a bad guy, they instantly put that bad person persona on them. Like, oh, you're now this bad person because you're the bad guy. And it's just like, it's not like that. Just because I didn't agree with you or I didn't like what you did or what you
Hmm.
said, it's now that, oh, I'm such this negative person. Here we go. I have a negative I'm a negative person, so I'm the bad guy. And it's like, in all reality, I'm just keeping it a buck with you. I'm just keeping it real, and
Right.
I'm letting you know exactly how you made me feel. You get what I'm saying, Bar? So it's like, I can't be the bad guy. I'm not the bad guy, but clearly in your world I am. So a lot of people get that misconstrued in this time around because y'all it's I don't know, it's just like y'all meshed the two up and was like, okay, well, you're the bad guy because you're da, 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 da. And it's like, no, it's nothing like that of the sort. Now me, I can speak for myself when I say I'm a people, well, I was at one point a people pleasing person. I was the type of person that I would always run when you call, duck when you walk, anything. But it's like all of a sudden now that I'm going into the villain era, everyone is just like, well, what the hell has happened? Oh, you've changed. You're such this negative person and you're doing this, you're doing that. No, I'm just tired of y'all shit. I'm tired of dealing with the constant this, the constant that. And so, like Blue said, you can't walk around pleasing everybody. Somebody on this motherfucking earth is going to not like you. And it is okay. It is okay if it's you against the fucking world. It's
Hmm.
cool because at the end of the day, you came in this motherfucker alone and you're gonna leave this motherfucker alone. So you don't have to walk around pleasing and, being nice to accommodate people. I mean, it is what it is.
Hmm. I think a lot of people intertwine bad guy with bad person on purpose. It's a guilt tactic. It's a scare tactic. It's supposed to make you feel like, oh, you're a bad person if you do this and that. And it's supposed to make you feel like, I'm being a bad person. I gotta back down. I gotta stand down. I gotta do this and I gotta do that. For example, the woman of the episode, Nicki Minaj.
Mm-hmm.
She had an interview with Ebro to where he asked her, you know, why do you play the role of the villain so well? And she's like, well, I'm a trained actress. This is the position that you all put me in. If
Mm.
you want me to play the role of the bad guy, I will play the bad guy the best you've ever seen it done. And she
Mm.
ain't let up off bitches' necks since. Okay, you paint me to be this morally corrupt, evil, bitter woman. I'll be that, and that's kind of what I do. Like, if a person is like, you're like that, I've been called evil many a times, even though I don't really do anything in my day to day. I've been called evil up and down, evil, mean, this and that, a bitch, this and that, and I'll play that part. Like, I'll play it. I'll be the best Regina George, the best Miranda Priestley, the best whoever the fuck you are going to wish you didn't call me the bad guy, because I'll be that. Like, you can see I'm in my Chun-Li attire. It's fun. It's like, when you look at it as like, not like a critique on your morality, because you got to know who you are at the end of the day. If you
Right.
know you don't do none of that of what people are accusing you of, and it's like, okay, we can turn this into a game. We can turn this into a play, a show. We can act, and I can be the bad guy fucking your whole life up. Who you
Right.
pulling your hair out over? We can do that. Let's
Right.
go at it.
I mean, let's face it. This is my fucking job. I have to have some sort of fun. Like, if it means, picking fun, making fun of these hoes and like, why the fuck
Reminding
not?
bitches they your sons.
Yes, every chance I have. So, I mean, the thing is, I realized though, it's like a movie. They've made me the bad guy. So I've welcomed the challenge. You know why?
Like you said, everybody need a bad guy.
Is because I know I can accept that challenge. None of them can. None of them would be able to do it. So they've made me the bad guy in this movie that we're in.
How do you feel? Have you ever met someone who you felt though was like a bad guy or played the villain role in your life or friendship or anything?
Played the villain role to me. If anything, I was always the villain. So I
Well,
mean,
well,
I
hell,
don't
I don't
really.
never see it. That's why that's why I had to ask. I mean,
I mean,
because yeah, like you ever
no.
just had a friend that you just look like that just look at and be like, Yeah, like you ever have like the argument, and instead of them saying it to you, you have said it to them, or you know what I'm saying?
Child, I don't know. If you have an example, maybe that'll jog my memory, but I don't think so, really.
Okay, so I had a friend, and this was in high school, and it gave like we were used to get into it like day and night, night and day,
Mm-hmm.
and I basically feel like she was more of at the time. She nothing was negative with her. She didn't have a negative bone in her body, but she at that time I placed her as a villain in my life because it was just always I guess it was something about my presence or me just being who I was in high school that used to just really irk her fucking nerve to where she would just come at me and we would literally bump heads to where I'll be like, all right, bitch, I'm literally tired. I used to literally put her in that position of not even a bitch I hate, but she was literally my villain in my
Mm.
like in the era. Like here I
Mm.
am living my life, being free, being whimsical, and then here is this bitch bringing this dark ass cloud to just rain on my parade. Bitch, you're my villain. I don't fuck with
Okay.
that.
I don't think I've never beefed with my friends like that. Like if I have a friend, I keep them close. I don't really, because I've never really had many friends growing up, so I never really beefed per se with any of my friends. If anything, if that were to happen, they had some kind of problem with me that was unspoken. But I don't know.
Well, it was like we were friends, but you know, in high school, it's always the catty, the
Yeah.
bullshit, the extra stuff. And I was always a quiet person, and she was more of a very loud, outspoken person. So when things would happen or things would pop off, I would kind of just stand in the corner or go mind my business in the choir room and go
Mm-hmm.
sing. When versus her, she just want to be loud, she want to be seen. So when I wouldn't say nothing
Mm.
or condoning her bullshit, I would be it would be like a clash there, and she would kind of want to like argue with me, and I'm like, okay, bitch, you're doing too much, like get
Mm.
on type of shit. So yeah, that's why I had asked that,
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like a lot of kids also, well, not even kids, high schoolers too, because I remember before even this, I've talked to my little sister, and she was telling me, I asked her some questions as far as like this topic in general, and she just was saying like how she feels though when she gets in high school, she's gonna have some people that would represent a villain or a bad guy. And I said, well, why do you feel like that? She said, well, me being a freshman coming into high school, you're gonna meet, they got seniors, juniors, and stuff like that, but you're gonna really have that one person that really just comes. You're the target, so they're gonna come at
Yeah.
you. And she was like, it's not bullying or nothing, but basically that would what you would label as a bad guy. That's what you would label as a villain. And I'm like, okay, well, how would you overcome this if you do meet somebody like that? She said, well, I ain't got to do much. I just got to be myself. And if she don't like me, it is what it is. So I'm just going to place her in that spot and just call it a day. Because at the end of the day, whatever how you feel about me, that's on you. But me, at the end of the day, I'm
Right.
still going to continue shining and being the person who I am. I
Right.
said, okay, I dig
Okay.
that one.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that's one of the things. That's basically goes hand in hand. What I was going to say about being okay and being the villain to somebody. You know, one person's opinion or a few people's opinion of you is not the end all be all of you. You know, sometimes
Hmm.
I used to have my run-ins in high school, and I would just look at it like, what power, money, influence, or anything of that nature do you have to affect me in my real life in a real way?
Right.
Like my job, real things, and the answer always comes out to zero.
Hmm.
Zero. So it's like, what do I have to lose by not fucking with you? I have nothing to
Mm.
lose. This will not change anything about me, because if you know who you are deep down, if you're honest and doing things from a place of good and truth, you have nothing to worry about. So it just never it didn't make sense, like, why should I place stock in what you say and look at what you have going on over there?
Exactly.
Hmm.
And a lot of y'all too, I'm just gonna say this, a lot of y'all be having the bad, not being like bad friends, but sometimes y'all friends can be the villain in y'all's friendship. So hear me out. As far as like group wise, now say if we having a disagreement and I'm telling you something, and you tell me, oh, okay, well, you got me fucked up. You the bad guy. Okay,
Mhm.
whatever. But if I feel like when I label the bad guy, I have two different definitions. This the definition I'm talking about is as far as like someone being literally evil to you, someone literally hating, preying on your downfall, literally being that actual villain that you really have seen in movies type shit. Like not the
Mhm.
ones who you think is a villain and is really like just a real ass bitch. No, these the ones that really just like fuck you, bitch. Like that type of shit. Like really just don't fuck with you. Y'all got to be careful with those type of villains, with those type of people, because you can be sitting here today, like say for example, I always talk about this, but it is what it is. I was in a friendship to the point where me and this girl would get into it and I was all type of things, and you could tell she didn't like me. It was in an atmosphere that she didn't like me, but the person I am, I still treated her with the utmost respect. I didn't say nothing. The only thing, if she ever asked me something, I kept it real. But her right there, it was just like, and it's like, okay, well, maybe I need to label you in a certain way. You're not bullying me because a bitch can never bully me. So I got to label you as something as you're not bullying me, but you're basically, and I can't play victim because I'm not a victim. So I gotta put you in some type of label as a villain. You're basically a villain. So bitch, you're hating on me, you're being a villain, and you're being weird. Now, my other definition is of this is basically me on the other hand, she calls me a bad person, a villain, or whatever. But I would just tell her about herself, like, all right, you need to stop it. You need to calm that shit down. It is not required to do all the frantics and the antics that you're doing. But here I am. Oh, you just doing all this, like, girl, fuck you. Nah, 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 nah. Why? Why I gotta be like that? Because I'm telling you something that's real, or you just don't like the realness that I'm telling you. Like,
Mhm.
get it together.
But I mean, yeah, I know of people who, not in my life, people I guess you could say throw rocks out their hands, people who pretend to be the most holy and the most virtuous of them all, saying and doing the most horrible things to other people,
Hmm.
but still just acting like they're still, on the morality spectrum and whatnot.
Now that we have talked a little bit more about this, so the question is, how can someone embrace their villain era? I have some tips of you to embrace your villain era. Um, my first tip is setting and enforcing boundaries. So when I say setting and enforcing boundaries, that means you gotta keep it straight and you gotta keep it 100 with these people. If you setting boundaries, that means people cannot overstep or understep your boundaries. If they are, you need to just leave them the fuck alone. Set boundaries. Let people know this is not what I'm gonna tolerate. I'm not tolerating this, and this, and that's how the fuck it is across the board. If you're not accepting these boundaries, you can go to hell. Point blank. Period.
Hmm.
My next one: choosing yourself. Choose yourself in any fucking situation. I don't give a damn what it is. Choose yourself. If it's not benefiting you, you choose yourself. I don't care what the situation is. If that person wants you to go jump off the moon and you don't want to do it, you choose to not do it. You say, I'm not going to do it. Just because you're going to do it, I'm not doing it. Honoring your limitations. Honor your limitations. Please, when I say this, is certain things that you are not going to do, it's limits to it. I'm not going to do this because A, B, C, and D. Stand on that shit. Honor those limits. Prioritizing pleasure. Prioritize that. As far as also when I got from that, when I wrote that down, prioritize the pleasing of the people. Again, you don't have to please everybody. As long as you are pleasing as far as like being gracious and being great to yourself, I feel like you shouldn't have to really just be great to anybody unless it's your friends, your family, or just anybody in general. But as far as like going out the realm and out the room to just please a stranger or something, you ain't got to do all that. Especially if a bitch don't like you, I'm not gonna go and keep being nice and, oh well, here, would you like an apple? No, bitch. You, if you want the apple, go get the apple, hoe. Just simple as that. Taking instead of giving. A lot of people are, I know I am. I'm a giver, 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 giver. Shit, start taking. If they offer it, take it. Take it, take it, take it, take it. Walking away from what no longer serves you. If it doesn't benefit you or it's no longer appeasing your life, walk away from it. Leave it where the fuck it is and just call it a day. Wash your hands with it, wipe your hands with it, and literally be done. It doesn't serve you no
Mhm.
purpose. It is what it is. And if they call you the bad guy, fuck it. It is what it is. I had to walk away from it, or you, because you were not benefiting my life anymore. You have not been pulling, or not, you have not been pushing me to go into the right direction. You've been pushing me to do the wrong things and steering me away from what I'm supposed to be doing. If you got people like that, walk away from it because it no longer serves you. Speaking up for yourself. And I feel like a lot of people, especially this new generation, well, some of this new generation, is they have a lot of problems as far as like speaking up for themselves. If a bitch or anybody plays you in your face, do not sit there and let them talk about you, drag your name through the mud, or just discriminate you, because at the end of the day you can talk for yourself. I don't care how old you are, you can talk for yourself. So speak up for yourself and let them know how you feel. Don't let them tell you how you feel. Don't let them speak for you. You can speak for yourself. You let them know, this is how I'm feeling, I'm not taking this shit no more. Saying no. I'm starting to say no. No is the key to damn near everything at this point. No, 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 no. You wanna go rob a bank? No. You wanna watch my other fans? No. No, hell no, fuck no. No, 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 no. Hell no to the no, no, no. Just no. Not taking on more just to be a team player. And when I say that, that means don't take on your baggage, your friend's baggage, somebody else's baggage. You basically taking on everything for the team. Or you helping this person that, oh, can you do this? It's like you all over the place. Well, baby, do you have time for you? Do you have time to think for yourself? Do you have time to do anything for you? Leave it alone. You can't help everybody. You can't do everything for everybody. So stop trying to be a team player. And in some situations you can, if you have certain friends that are team players as well. But don't be a team player to motherfucking single player people. That's all I gotta say about that one.
We're here for you. Do you need advice to vent, spill some tea, or just want to chat with Blue and J. Marie? Vividly Vocals advice hotline is open. Email us at askvvpod@gmail.com and we'll read your email on an episode of the show.
Yes, come connect with Vividly Vocal. We are on Facebook, which is going to be Vividly Vocal Podcast. We're on YouTube, which is going to be Vividly Vocal Podcast. We're also on Instagram, which is Vividly Vocal Pod. We're on Twitter as well, or you can call it X, that's at Vividly Vocal. And we are on TikTok, which you can find us at Vividly Vocal. And also, we do have a Cash App. Come invest in us, okay? We can get a bigger studio or some more equipment, or, just invest in us, because our Cash App is going to be at Vividly Vocal. All donations go towards the development of Vividly Vocal.
And now, back to the show. Going back to speaking up for yourself, I remember, I think it was the 22 Grammys or so, the nominees came out, and Nicki Minaj's Do We Have a Problem was unfairly placed, I believe, in the pop category.
Mhm.
And it was supposed to be in Best Melodic Rap Performance category. And among those was Big Energy. Nicki Minaj came forward and said for herself, "Why is my record being incorrectly placed into this category?" Not to say going against heavy hitting artists, but it's incorrectly placed because let's say all these bigger pop songs by let's say a Harry Styles or a Taylor Swift, the
Mhm.
actual pop artists. Why is my record being placed in that category when it should be in the same category as melodic rap performance with big energy? And if so, well, if this is correct, well, big energy should be moved to the pop category. The world went in an uproar because she said those simple words for herself. Big Energy by Scratch Off. Scratch Off came forward and said, well, why can't I celebrate my win? You're being bitter because I can't celebrate my Grammy nomination. And it's just like the entire world, once again, tried to jump on Nicki Minaj's, jump down her throat. And I just clearly looked at it like y'all are so small minded. Y'all can't acknowledge truth when it's coming from somebody y'all don't like. Now, if this is Nicki Minaj's job, this is her workplace. She is allowed to speak up for things that affect her career, which is music. And if the Grammy placement was incorrect, she is allowed to speak up for that placement. And y'all are
Mhm.
making it a personal issue like, oh, she's jealous of the younger girls, she's jealous of Scratch Off and Big Energy, she's jealous of this and jealous of that. Y'all make it all about jealousy, but this is her workplace.
Right.
It takes a lot to speak out against these institutions that are in place for the music industry. And she came forward and said, no, that's incorrect. I'm questioning this. I'm calling y'all out. I'm questioning it. But y'all are so small minded. They saw it as, oh, she's jealous of Lotto. She's jealous of Big Energy. And it's like, when Nicki Minaj speaks, it's not just for herself. She's doing it for music and rappers and people that come behind her, period. If she's
Mhm.
getting treated unfairly, she's basically speaking up for you so you don't have to encounter these problems down the road in the music industry. But
Right.
people paint her out to be this bad, bitter person, this bitter old woman who's been in the game for 20 years and da, 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 da. But she's actually the most charitable person of them all. She's not worried about just herself, you know.
Right. I just always wanted to know because I got a I got a good question. Not even a good question because I mean everybody should know the answer. Why in the fuck do y'all just feel comfortable putting Nikki in this bad guy hat? Why does it only have to fit for just Nikki? Like me personally, Miss Mamas ain't never been a bad guy, a villain, nothing. But y'all put this hat on her, and she wearing that shit with motherfucking pride because at the end of the day, this is what y'all asked for. This is what y'all wanted her to wear. So, like she said, she's gonna wear it. She's going to put that shit on, and she's gonna show y'all how to be a bad guy. But it
Mm-hmm.
just makes me very confuzzled because it's like I can list a couple of motherfucking artists that can really fit that motherfucker very proudly. And y'all don't want to fit that because y'all instantly, when y'all think of someone who's a bad guy in the rap industry or just in general, the first person y'all think of is Nikki. And it bothers me because that's not that she's not even the person to be that. Like literally I've seen in her interviews and listened to her talk, like it does not give me that. But again, here we are, like Blue said, simple-minded individuals. Y'all would sit here and give her this because y'all want to be on the I hate Nikki train so fucking bad. Y'all want to hate this woman. Y'all want her out of the game. Y'all just really don't fuck with her. And at the end of the day, we and she don't give a fuck. Like, who cares what y'all feel about this woman? At the end of the day, she know who supports her. She know who fucks with her. So it's just like y'all can paint her to be the bad guy. Hell, y'all can paint us Barb's to be a bad guy. We don't care. But it just mind boggles me how y'all fucking other people just okay, here's the bad guy crown. We're gonna give it to Nikki. Like, why y'all feel comfortable doing it? Like, who told y'all to do that? Why?
Because it's a combination of she's an outspoken black woman who will speak her truth and her mistreatment at every turn. Number two, she wasn't supposed, emphasis on supposed to have this long of a career, like a 17, almost 20-year long career. She's not, like, that's unheard of for women and especially female rappers. Like, it's, most of these hoes get hot for 3 months and then just go out the door. But she's been here and she stood the test of time, and it wasn't supposed to happen. And it's number three, a smear campaign. Long story short, but of all these things, of all these forces trying to push her out because she's been too successful, she's made too much money, she has too many adoring fans, and it's a hell of a thing.
It is. It's sad that y'all would put this on her. And it's like, as many artists that has came across and has done features, Nikki has featured or has been in cahoots, or Nikki has did a song with. It's just it be the audacity of a lot of y'all, and I had to emphasize a lot, because we, one minute we're making songs about her, then we're quiet and go ghost, and she comes out and basically clears the fucking room. And oh, here we go, Nikki, you just so fucking bitter, you can't let her do that. Okay, so when, and I'm just gonna call the kettle black, when Megan's fucking album, what's this shit called, Slither, what the fuck it is, Slither Snake,
I don't
whatever
know.
the fuck, when this shit comes out, oh, she talking about Nikki. Nah, 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 get her, Meg. Okay, so if Nikki decides to come back out again and say some shit about Meg, I don't want to hear no back talk, because again, y'all gonna be like, "Oh, you're bitter. Why are you arguing with somebody who's younger than you?" Let me tell you something. In situations like this, age ain't nothing but a fucking number. Age is non-existent when a bitch is coming at you sideways, because a lot of shit that Megan has said, that bitch would have been got her head chopped off, like dead ass. Like, bitch, it's just some things you just can't say. But then again, this is the rap industry, so people be going for each other next. Now, y'all calling Nikki bitter, but when I know some rap niggas that when they get into it, y'all don't go to them and be like, "Oh, you're bitter. You do this, you do that." Like, you can't do that. If you gonna call her bitter, you need to call these niggas that be beefing through songs bitter. You might as well call, what, with the Drake and fucking Kendrick Lamar. Who's the bitter nigga there? Y'all ain't saying it. So it's like, what is the difference?
Now let me tell y'all something. You cannot pick and choose when you want to be seen as the victim
Mm,
in the Billy Badass villain. Okay? Going back to the horse. Whenever she throws punches at somebody, y'all are like, yeah, yeah, go horse, go horsey, go, 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 go. And yeah, she's a real rap bitch. She's getting at this person and this person, that person. But when that person comes back and bats her in her shit one good time, oh my God, put your sympathy wig on, horsey. Oh my God, she's a black woman. She's been hurt. She's been injured and traumatized through so much, and she needs this and that. If you gonna be a villain, be that motherfucker.
exactly.
Now, other people talk about, oh, we're gonna get dangerous tonight. We're gonna get dangerous tonight, and then go up on the stand and start crying. Oh, child, let me not even get into that. But others, y'all y'all want everything to go in your favor. You want to be coddled when you do wrong, and you want to be uplifted whenever you decide to do some fucked up shit. It's Nicki Minaj also said, I'm the only one who can play this role. I'm the
Mm,
only one who can take the heat that comes with it. And none of these little girls running around can ever be this entertaining while doing it. These hoes be ready to kill themselves over social media.
mm,
But you want to be Billy Badass.
mm. Make it make sense.
Make it make sense.
Y'all don't make sense at all. Like, I look, I just, it mind boggles me, because when I was watching on TikTok because y'all know TikTok will literally sit there and record a whole damn concert in front of you. So, I'm gonna tune in. It be the audacity for me. Miss Horse, Miss Mamas. I I'm stuttering because I'm trying to get the words out. I need you to learn to throw your rocks and let it be known you threw your rocks. Do not throw your motherfucking rocks and hide that motherfucking hand and act
That
like you ain't
hoof.
did shit. That hoof. Don't do that. You're sick. I was gonna do that while you was talking, but no, the stop because 1 minute you throwing salt on a motherfucker, or you throwing rocks and you're trying to throw them hard, and then when somebody immediately just come right at you, you crying on stage and shit, whimpering and act like it's just the end of the world. Somebody didn't like literally preyed on your downfall. In our reality, this is what the fuck you signed up for. This you put yourself in that fucking position. If you wouldn't did the shit you did, said, any of this shit, none of this shit wouldn't have happened. But you put yourself in the fucked up predicament you did because what? Because of what? So now we're sitting here labeling once again Nikki as the bad guy. And it's just like it's getting old. It's getting very much irritable. And it's just like, when will this shit end? But it's not going to end. Why? Because Nikki is superior. Nikki is going to keep doing the fuck of what she's doing, and she's going to keep stepping on bitches' neck. And you bitches are going to be mad every fucking time because her music and her fans, and not even her fans, her family, because Barb's is her family. We're going to keep growing with her. She's going to keep she's going to keep shining. And y'all gonna keep just labeling her as the bad guy, and it's just what I mean. It is what it is. Miss Mamas is wearing that motherfucker with pride, and y'all just gonna be some hating horses. I don't give a fuck. Horses, fucking snail bites, whatever the fuck you want to
Mhm.
call yourself, fucking munchkins. What else? Fucking Barties, whatever the fuck y'all want to call each other.
Mhm.
Y'all just gonna be some hating assholes, and it is what it is.
Whenever Nicki Minaj speaks out about something or makes an unfair practice known, everybody jumps down her throat in the immediate time. Not the barbs, but the general public, I guess you could say. Then, no matter how much time, this is what Nikki's really good at. She'll sit back and let time pass. That's very hard for me to do because if something is a lie, I will come forward and say it until I'm blue in the face. But she'll sit back, let events happen, let the dominoes fall where they may, and eventually she is vindicated. And when some
Mhm.
news break, everybody in the comments be like, Nikki was right. Nikki was right. Oh my God, Nikki was right. Nikki was right. Nikki was right. Where's that song should go? I just sit back and observe. I didn't say I did curve. If it go
Mm.
down your DM, then baby boy, you lucky because ain't 9.9% of these fuck boys can't fuck me. She sits back, observes, and waits for the universe, God, whoever, to make the truth known and vindicate her. And that's some crazy shit because she's proven right every single time.
Every single time, every single time, and then y'all look back at her and be like, "Damn, Nikki, you was right." Of course. Of course she was right. But simple-minded people, like a lot of y'all are, y'all not gonna let her, not even let her, y'all not gonna acknowledge that she's right because y'all are on that fucking I hate Nikki train. Y'all are basically throwing rocks and salt on her because y'all know she right, but y'all don't want to admit
Mhm.
she's right because y'all don't like her. And that's fucked up on y'all part because when she is right, y'all still, I hate that when people know you right and they still try to make it a pointed to where you're wrong. That's what
Right.
y'all do with her. That's what a lot of people do just
Right.
in general, but that's what y'all do with her. She would just, like Blue say, just sit back and just watch the cookies fall, cookies crumble, and half of the people be like, "Oh shit, Nikki, yeah, Nikki did say this. This is right." A lot of people, man, I still don't believe this. I need proof, or yeah, this is fake news. The blogs are wrong.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. No, it's not. It's reality. It's happening. It's real, and y'all don't want to admit it because again, y'all are simple minded fucking stupid people. Like seriously, I could have said
Right.
something else, but I'm just gonna leave it at
Right.
that.
But yeah, going back to kind of like people pleasing. So when I said, somebody's always going to have something negative to say about you, but if you truly get to know some of these people who are getting at you, would you even want to be liked by them? So if they like me, if this person likes me, which means I'm appealing to them, what does that say about me? So when I
Mm,
look at a person who's doing some fucked up shit, for me, it would be like, oh, bitch, like you're repulsive, like you're repugnant. Get away from me. Like, if anything, I'm happy I'm not your cup of tea because I see the shit that you like and what you get into, and I'm nothing of the sort. So let me get
right,
the fuck away from you because I don't want your approval. I don't want your validation. I don't want your vindication or whatnot. I'm okay. I'm good.
right. So let me ask you a question. I seen this on Baddies before I came on here, and I just want to ask:
Okay.
would you fight your friend for approval, or just fight them to like identify or indicate that you a real bitch to them?
I'm not, number one, I'm not a fighter. And number two, I'm not fighting nobody for no hoe that's not in danger.
Thank you. When I seen and I heard that, I literally lost my fucking mind because why would I fight my friend to indicate that I am a real bitch to them?
Uh-huh.
How does that even sound?
So somebody put a battery in this person's back. And she was like, go fight that bitch for me. Or she was like, I'll do it for you. Like, I'll like trying to be like Gretchen to Regina, like, oh, Regina, I'm coming. I'm here.
Yeah,
Like,
basically. Or
mhm.
another scene, they fought each other. These are two friends. And she said, to prove that you are my friend, to prove that you a bad bitch, I need you to fight me. I would never, ever in my life do some shit like that. I feel like if I have to fight my friend,
I need you to fight me.
yeah, exactly how
What
you
the
just
fuck?
said it. Yeah.
Is this a gang? Are you getting jumped in the gang or so? I don't understand.
No, like it was, they were arguing and she just was like, fight me because you're not a real bitch. You're not my bitch. I need you to fight me. And it was just like,
So is that just marking the end of the friendship, I guess?
no, they're friends. They're still close.
Oh, I don't. Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't following either.
I'm
That's why
not.
I had to ask, like, is this something that is common for y'all to do? Do we fight? Do friends fight each other and then shake hands and hug each other after that? Because I could not sit around a bitch that I didn't put my hands on. That's just not me. I mean, I didn't got in the fight before, and I still cannot be around that bitch. But she labels me as the bad guy because I technically threw the first hit, which I did mush her in the face. But it was, again, it's a reaction. It's an action to a reaction. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know if it's common for that to
I've
happen.
never heard no shit like that in my life. What kind of barbarian fucking shit is going on in y'all's little world? What? What the fuck? I don't watch
No,
baddies. That's another world. That's another.
it's
I
another
don't know.
dimension. When
Yeah.
it was said and when it was done, I'm like, ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way. This is a situation where you walk away from that shit because that didn't show, that shows right there it no longer serves you. Because why in the fuck am I fighting you? What do I have to gain from fighting my best friend? Like right now, if I said Blue square up, what the fuck? I know Blue gonna look at me and be like, "Sure, in this motherfucking shit right now." Like, bitch, what?
Yeah, I sure would. I'd be like,
Like, bitch, what am I? What are we fighting for?
is
If
it
I
crack?
gotta, is it crack? Is it motherfucking what the fucking sugar booger? Like, what the fuck are you? What are you doing? Like, no, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's this new generation type shit. I don't know,
I don't know.
but mm-mm. I just had to ask that. That when you said that, I'm like, well,
Hmm.
let me ask this because it kind of it fitted in because if a friend got to tell you to fight them, I just feel like it's some jealousy there because what do we need to fight about? Like,
I don't get it. Like that's just it's just not clicking in my brain because it's just like what? Like you're not my friend, bitch. Like I don't understand.
right. It child.
Going back to not being everybody's cup of tea and being okay with that, like kind of like how J. Marie would express that nobody in our hometown would support the show, and I was just like, so fucking what? So 99% of those people, I don't even want them to follow us. If you get on Facebook and you see the stuff that people in your hometown post about, I'd be like, you're dumb as
Child.
fuck. I don't
No,
want
for
you watching
real.
my show or listening to my show. I'm okay. I'm good. They won't even be able to like comprehend the nuances of the things we talk about. You know, we have wonderful people that support us worldwide. So I'm perfectly fine with not being supported in my hometown. That's perfectly fine. And I don't trust nobody that's friends with everybody, because
Mm.
that saying that goes, if you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. So I knew I had a friend, he would call everybody his best friend. Oh, that's my best friend such and such, that's my best friend Bob, that's my best friend Sally. And I'd be like, how many best friends you got? But them mixy people, y'all, they are collecting secrets from you. Don't let the smooth taste fool you. So I always kept them at like arm's length. I'd be like, okay, kiss kiss, but you're not knowing nothing else about me. You're good. You're not knowing no important shit about me, because what do you be kikiing about when you go to your other friends and your other friends and your other friends?
Mm-hmm.
But them good, friendly, not every friendly person or social butterflies like this, of course, but it's like, watch out for them, because they be the messiest ones of all. They be watching y'all fight and setting the whole, orchestrating the whole thing, watching in the background, watching you fight. Oh,
Yep.
come on, guys, don't fight. Don't fight, you guys. Come on. Don't, come on, you guys. Don't fight. Please don't. Please, you guys, don't fight. It be them. And y'all be
Mm-hmm.
playing right into it. I just remember being like, okay, when I worked at Chick-fil-A when I was like 16 through the age of 20, I would get like one friend a year, like to come through. But like, I wouldn't really fuck with everybody because it's restaurant drama, it's restaurant mess. And I was like, I could peep it. Like, I would just stand off to the side, do my manager duties, count the money in the cash register, and just go on about my business. And I remember it was like one friend per year. My first friend came. I was like, hey, come over here, come off to the side while I'm counting the money. You watch out for such and such and such and such. They gonna bring you into the group and they gonna chew you up and spit you out. Okay, thank you for the information. They got chewed up and spit the fuck out. They come back. You were right. They chewed me up and spit out. I was like, see, I told you about them. Second one came along. Hey, don't get too close to them because they be on some bullshit, bitch. I'm trying to tell you. Same thing happened. You were right. The third one come along and I say, come over here. I tell this to that one and that one. I tell this to one person a year. You be careful what them bitches doing over there, because they be on some bullshit. They will have your business aired the fuck out, bitch.
Mm.
Be careful. Okay. Go over there, make friends with them anyway. Kiss, kiss, mwah, 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 mwah. Be on the phone at night till dawn. Be doing this and be doing that. They're best friends. Okay. All right, cool. You know, I already gave my warning. I already gave my disclaimer and everything like that. It's okay. Go ahead. All right. They business gets aired the fuck out across the whole restaurant. I don't know what the whole plot was, but apparently one of them had connections to the higher ups, allegedly, and they were like, this person should not be able to move forward and to be a manager because they do this, they do that, they do this, do that, airing your whole life out. Now, bitch, look at you. You done got your money sabotaged because you want to be a friendly hoe over there.
Mm-mm.
You want to be mixy. You
Mm.
want to be messy. And look what happened. And them, they collected secrets on the other people, and they ended up getting fired because they dropped all their tea in the work group chat. I was like, see, bitch, I told you. It got real nasty real fast, real quick. It was a war in that hole. But child, please.
No, for real. I wouldn't say I had like something like that at the work experience. Well, no, because I worked at Target, and being at Target, it was a lot of shit going on. Y'all would be
Mhm.
thinking that when you go into these stores or these restaurants that it's just, oh, it's
No,
peachy
it's not.
key.
It's
It's
messy.
not. Oh, it's messy.
Messy.
You thought Chick-fil-A was messy? Hell, you would have came to Target, as bougie as it may look to y'all. It had so much mess, so much drama, so much confusion. Like every single day, it was just bullshit. Like literally, when I got started working at Target, I immediately got put on. Like I remember walking in there, and I was working in another station, and I saw some people that was working in the clothing line. We called the soft lines, and there's one particular, she was a little bit older than me. She literally pulled me to the side because I'm cool. I talked to everybody, and they were putting me over there with them because I had learned all of one side. So they was like, okay, well, bitch, we need to put you over there because you already know this side. We need to put somebody fresh over here because you need to go over there. I got over there. When I say she laced me up on everything I needed to know from the back to the front of the store, how messy it fucking was. And when I say I was on my P's and Q's up in there, I examined everybody for who they was. I'm just like, every time she would say, like when she was telling me stuff, like, well, I'm just that type of person. You just ever sit there and you see that person and you kind of think about what they said about that person and how they move. You got to kind of look at
Mm-hmm.
them, and they
Yeah.
actually do that certain move, you be like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, noted. And when new people start coming in, and y'all know how Target is, they barely be hiring motherfuckers, but when they start hiring, you really gotta, they put people in certain spots. When they start hiring people, I was just like Blue. I'm like, look, you working over there in hard lines. Well, let me tell you about so and so and what you need to watch out for. Oh, you working in the back? Oh, let me tell you about how so and so be doing this. Da, 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 da. Putting people on game. I can tell you now, half of the motherfuckers did not listen and was in some shit. It was some fight. It was like 2 or 3 fights at Target, like in front of customers type shit because motherfuckers
Yep.
didn't listen. Rumors was going around. The motherfucking store manager was sleeping with one of the associates in my section. Oh, baby, it was a lot. But they didn't listen to the warning that was given to them. And if you would have listened to the warning that was given to you before you walked your happy ass up in this establishment, you would have knew to stay in one spot or just mind your motherfucking business and sip your tea. And that's what half of us did. But others,
Mm-hmm.
a fucking clusterfuck.
This episode ain't over yet, Buki. Let's continue our conversation on part 2. See you there.